just a short and personal video about the strains of motherhood and the impact that they can actually put on our personal relationship, our relationship with our husbands or with our partners. And I personally experienced this firsthand as a new mother. Never thought in the first year of marriage that the places my husband and I got to in a bad way in the first year of marriage were places I never thought we'd ever get to in a lifetime, and that's why I married him because I thought we were highly compatible and just wouldn't get to those places, and we did. We simply did. There were a number of reasons for that. Number one is just the immense stress of not only having a new baby in the house and me adjusting to motherhood, plus running a business and working and having to bring in money, but also having a blended family, which adds a whole level of complexity that I won't go into right now, but it's hugely challenging having a blended family, as any of you that do will know. Then there's just things like parenting. You know, do you agree on particular aspects of parenting, such as, you know, attachment style, sleeping in cots versus sleeping in beds, baby wearing versus prams, dummies versus no dummies. There's so many choices that we make as parents, and some of us make them automatically. Oh, everyone does this, so we'll just do it. Some of them hear from family that this works, so they do that. And some people just intuitively do it. I personally did it more from the last one. I did have a few friends that I had told me that they thought I'd parent in a particular way, but no, I bought the cots and I bought the prams and I bought everything else. And then I found that I just wanted to keep my little Madeline close to my heart always, so I didn't really use any of that stuff much at all. I think she first really went into a pram at around 1 year old when she got a bit heavy to be carrying around for long distances, but until then she was always carried. Anyway, that aside, all of those things are decisions that we make along the way that can also have big impacts on our relationship as well. So, and then obviously down to one income, so just the financial aspect. So all of these things impact on us as a mother. Our whole lives have changed. Our identity's changed. And the time that we have for our partner to invest in our relationship has completely changed. So nothing really looks the same, and suddenly we're trying to navigate this relationship. And if you're anything like me, for me it was a relationship that I had up until this point. If I felt things weren't going very well in a relationship, I just got out. I simply was not hanging around. So certainly I have also had relationships where I hung around probably too long, but mostly I was one of those people that not working, saw the writing on the wall, got out. So when I found myself in a marriage having difficulties, I then and having children involved, and I couldn't get out, and I didn't want to, I really had to take a new approach. And that new approach came with a lot of learning, a lot of really good communication along the way, and I think that's really been the key for us. You know, it takes a lot to keep a relationship going in all of those circumstances. Plus we can add other circumstances like living, you know, not near your family, not even near your friends, just being quite isolated as a mother. All of these things just take its toll. And, you know, some people would say, and I mean, I think for many of us going from 1 to 2 children, that first year can be, or part thereof can be, you know, one of the most difficult years of our lives. And having all that, you know, and then the tax it takes on a relationship. And I also find that the interpersonal relationship makes the mothering part so much more difficult. And I found it more going the other way, that when we're having relationship problems, my husband and I have found it very difficult to be the mother I want to be, just because I'm stressed and worried about the relationship. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you because this is a huge factor as a mother, is our relationship with our partners, because we need all the support we can get. And if that relationship's not going well for all of these different reasons, it can really, affect us negatively and the way we parent. So I just thought I'd share that thought, because we're all going through the same thing. We all have these additional stresses and built up resentments and difficulties in relationships. But we stick with them for the children initially, because things can get so tough, but we stick there, and it's worth it. It's worth every second. I mean, my husband and I are in such a good place now. We've come out the other side, and I'm so glad, I'm so glad we were able to work through it. I know that we can work through difficult things again, which is a really lovely feeling. And I'm very grateful that we did. It was a very big learning lesson for both of us. So there's my thought around the impact of interpersonal relationships on our families, on our mothering, and some of the stresses and strains. See you next time.